Flute skills right there. BA, you know nothing about that, man. Listen, YouTube, GloYard Gang, podcast listeners all over the globe. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Members Only. Just our way of showing thanks to the members of the channel for showing love to the channel in that special way. Listen, man, y'all already know how we do over here, man. We talk about all things NBA related. So if you guys are into NBA content, do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button, man. Join us here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning as we get our NBA talk on. And also, too, man, if y'all could do us a favor, hit them likes for us today. That'd be much appreciated. No King today, man. He out of town showing off. You know how he be doing his stuff, man. I think he said something about being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Something, I don't know what it was. But listen, man, he'll be back here on Monday. But till then, man, we got this guy. I don't know who this guy is, man, but somebody told me he's the hardest working man in podcast history, man. You might know him from such shows as Get Off the Dang Fence. You know what I'm saying? Also, we talk combats. And I guess this little show that he be talking about, man, because we geeks. Got my boy B to the mother bleeping A in the building, man. For some odd reason, is a Knicks fan. Y'all pray for him. What up, BA?
Hey man. Look, I ain't gonna take that slander from my homie. You feel me? He is not a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so we gonna throw that out there. And I'm just trying to fill in 6 man of the year. Y'all see it right there.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man, joining me on here, man. Look, man, got a lot of NBA talk out there, man. As you know, season winding down, playoffs around the corner, man. You know, people gonna be talking about awards and all that stuff. This time of year, where everybody start talking about all that type of stuff. Draft lottery is around the corner, which is March, April. About 2 more months. I don't know why I keep thinking it's in April. That's the NFL draft is in April. NBA draft lottery is in May, like mid-May, I think, or early mid-May, one of them. But yeah, so man, we got a lot to get into, man. Like I said, if y'all are into NBA content, hit that subscribe button, hit them likes for us too, man. Members, y'all already know what to do. You got any questions or comments, hit them in the comment section. We'll get to those at the end of the show. All right, BA, let's do this, man. There was an interesting game on this week. We talked about this player a couple times, I think, this past week. You know, Kevin Durant being part of the Rockets. Rockets are looking a little shaky right now. There was a game they played against the Minnesota Timberwolves, man. We got to kind of look at here real quick because I think this tells all about the season so far for the Raptors. Let me say for the Rockets right now. So let's get to it, man. Let's go ahead and get to it really quick. I was told.
I was told.
I was told.
I was told. I was told.
Yeah, BA, I know this is your favorite team right here, man, but just try to keep your composure. Check it out. Houston led by 13 in overtime and lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves. So you see the scores right here. They had the 82 to, it was a 93 to 92 at the fourth quarter, and it was a 337 mark. Then it was 95 to 108. They were up by 13 at 108 to 95 at the 252 mark. Okay. I want y'all to check that out. Up by 13. Houston ended up losing in overtime, 110 to 108, which means they didn't score a point since the 252 mark in the game. That's, or should I say in the fourth quarter? That's crazy. So check this out here, BA. So it said the Houston Rockets trailed 82 to 93 with 3:29 left in the fourth quarter. They closed in regulation on a 13 to 2 run against the Minnesota Timberwolves to force overtime. Houston proceeded to blow the largest lead in overtime history to lose the game by 13 points. How many games do the Rockets have this season that contend for worst loss? That contend for worst loss of the season? That's a great question. So the Raphael Stone has to make some real decisions and changes this offseason. By far his most important offseason as a GM. He's talking about the Rockets there, man. This is pretty interesting, bro. Pretty interesting. Like I said, we talked about the Rockets, I think, Monday, I believe, or was it last Friday? I can't remember, but we talked about them a couple times last week or so. It look like some problems are rearing their ugly heads, man. But what you think about this situation with the Rockets, man?
So, I mean, I'm gonna start with the GM side first and foremost. This is just like I think he failed. He failed the team by not acquiring a true point guard, at least to fill in for Fred. That's the
Right.
obvious. I think that's the.
Right.
I think everyone can point that out. So what do you have in his place? Well, you have a Reed Shepard, which is I think he's an offensive guy. But if you look at Reed Shepard's numbers, especially during this game, he was absolutely garbage, absolutely putrid throughout the majority of the time. So you don't have a consistent anchor when it comes to just making sure that when things like this happen, all right, let's slow down, let's make the right play and all those things. People act like that's not important. That's still important in the NBA. It's just that
Mhm.
multiple positions can do it now. But
Right.
at one point, it was just pretty much primarily the point guard that does that. So that's what they need. And also, I think it's starting to show it's like it's chinks in Kevin Durant's armor as well. I think that's also a problem. He is a ultimate glue guy when it comes to I can just put this weapon here, and he can just go. Well, he's not the Golden State guy anymore. He's not even the Brooklyn guy anymore. Like we're seeing an advanced stage of Kevin Durant where he's still great. But you can't rely on this dude to give you what he can give you every single night like he used to do in the past. So I think that's a problem. And it's just everything just came to, I guess, a microcosm of issues when this overtime period. They didn't have the
Mhm.
heart. They didn't have the fortitude. They made mistakes. They didn't close out. All these things and to Minnesota's credit, they was like, yo, we can get them and they got him. Shout out to Julius Randle. Shout out to Dante and the crew. Shout out to the team. Like they got
No
him,
end.
and no hand. So it's unexcusable. There's nothing that you can say that can say like you know what, if we would have did this. And I guess lastly, I didn't know that 13-point thing was a thing. Like I would assume teams came back from a little bit larger, even within that 5-10 minute, the overtime range. I would assume
Mhm.
teams probably come back a little bit further deficits, but I guess not. Like they walked them down, and I guess that's just a sign that it's never over, especially in today's NBA. Games are just
Nope.
it's just never over. But what you got, bro?
Man, listen, bro. Probably gonna regurgitate a lot of things we've already said over the last couple of weeks. What you said about point guard. I don't know the Rockets situation as far as the cap situation and all that stuff, but you don't think they could have used a guy like a Darius Garland like right now, especially seeing what he's doing for the Clippers right now, balling. They could have used a guy like that. Like you said, they needed a point guard. Everybody and their mama knew that. I don't know why the GM didn't go for that. I guess he gonna go for it this offseason for sure. Uh, Another thing too, man. You right about the Kevin Durant is in his 19th season, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's not a spring chicken anymore, like 38 years old. So I said this when they picked him up. I don't know why they put so much into getting Kevin Durant and also having the idea or the mind frame that he's gonna be some kind of offensive hub at the tender age of 38. It's like, bro, you can't keep relying on it. This, like you said, this guy needs to be a plug and play type player at this point in his career. You see that LeBron finally figured it out. Like, yo, I got to be a guy that takes a step back. I'm not that guy no more. I got to take a step back for my team to be successful. That's what he needs to do. But at the same time, who is that guy that's going to take the step forward? Because it seemed like Şengün is starting to take many steps back in his career right now. So I don't know, man. I feel like too they should have kept the team the way it was and kind of built around the margins. They didn't do that. They decided they thought they were there because they were the second seed last year, and they thought they were there. So they figured if we add a guy like a Kevin Durant, you take out Jalen Green, you add Kevin Durant his position or his spot or on a totem pole. You just I should say, that they thought they would be a contender or whatever. And we see now that's not the case. Which
Well,
is for me, you know
I
what I'm saying.
go ahead.
But, no, go ahead.
No, I just think they undervalue the Fred Van Fleet situation. I believe they looked at their
Mhm.
roster and said, we'd be all right. We should be able to bring the ball up. We should be able to do
But
A, B, and C. We should, and it's not that simple. They know
But
that.
and to piggyback off that, BA, the reason why I'm not falling for that one because it's not like Fred VanVleet got hurt in January, right? It's like, well, no, we're just gonna ride it out and then see what happens. No, he got hurt before the season started. So you've been seeing this happen. You've been seeing this happen for a whole season. So you had until the trade deadline to fix it. You didn't want to do nothing. So yeah, that's why I said like the GM, like you said, I hold the GM accountable for this. You know what I'm saying? Because you decided to make that move to get Kevin Durant. You decided not to get a point guard. Y'all were heading in it. They were looking at them as the San Antonio Spurs of last year. Oh, should I say this year? Y'all was supposed to be San Antonio this year. You're supposed to take that next step. You were the second seed last year in the West. You were supposed to take that next step like San Antonio, and now we're seeing to take your steps back. Then on top of that, like you said, with Kevin Durant, I said this a million times when we started talking about this team. He should not be an offensive hub anymore. He should not be the offensive hub. And it's to the point now. I told Keenan, we talked about this earlier this week. It reminds me of what happened in Phoenix, where we're sitting there asking who is the number one option, who's the team running through, all that type of stuff. When we had the whole Devin Booker, Kevin Durant situation, we don't know who's who, right? Same thing. Your boy Şengün was supposed to be the number one option this year, right? Now, who's the number one option? We don't know. They bumping heads. You got the burner accounts and all that type of stuff. I don't know. Like I said, man, this team, I said it, I told King this, they're one and done. I'm sorry, they're one and done. They get to the playoffs, they done. So they end up playing the Lakers first round. It might be a sweep. They might get one if that, but yeah, it's over for them, bro. You see them not talking to each other on the bench and all that type of stuff, man. So yeah, it's a wrap for them.
This is also an indictment on Ime. You were hired not to have these issues. We remember what you did in Boston, how you got them on track. You know what I'm saying? So you had this underdeveloped Houston team, and you had them all the way up to a 2 seed last year, with Jalen Green and Şengün as your stars. Like you're supposed to be one of the upper echelon coaches right now, based off your pedigree. I know you didn't win a chip, but everyone kind of think that Boston team is your team in a sense, right? We still have that vibe when it comes to the NBA. So it's like this is under your watch too. So you take a hit as well. So I mean, everybody is at fault for this Houston. I'm sorry, bro. Houston, we got a problem. We got a problem.
That was the title of the show. Now, I kind of agree with you on that, but it's the thing too. We see that this is not the only coach that's been through this with a Kevin Durant led team. We've seen the last 3 stops of Kevin Durant. Even the tail end of Golden State, we started to see this. Like it's at some point, man, we're gonna have to look at the common denominator. This keeps happening on teams that you've been on.
So we gonna talk about it.
We gotta have them conversations. Gotta have them conversations, bro.
Does that start right now?
I mean, listen, I said this beginning of the season when everybody was talking like, oh, they the team. They was Kevin Durant away, all that type of stuff. I'm like, okay, we said that when he went to Brooklyn when he had a super team. We said that when he went over to Phoenix and had a super team. Now you're back over here with Houston, who was, like you said, a second seed, and we're still having the same issue.
This is the indictment of the person that's number 5 scoring all time. This is his problem. He has all the metrics of being a great NBA player. That's the obvious. What you can't measure is what's inside. You can't measure that. So when both heart and up here, and I'm not saying his basketball IQ is trash. I'm just saying it's like, what does it mean to be a leader? Well, they should be able to galvanize whatever they have inside of them, the rest of the team, and look at you and say, because you're here, we are much better than what we are. We're going to play even better. And it shows itself. And it's like, it's just the way things work out. Like when you see people play around LeBron, they play above their average in a sense, right? And it seemed like this is KD's problem. And I don't know if it's 100% true or not, but in my eyes, when I watch basketball, he seemed like the guy, like, I'm going to lead by example, but that doesn't get it done all the time. You know what I'm saying? Is he calling guys out? Is he holding people accountable? Is he doing all those things? Or he's just saying, hey, I have this job to do, and I do my job 100%. Everybody else should be able to follow. It doesn't work like that all the time. Everybody got jobs. Everybody got that one guy that can come into work and he does his job. He or she does their job perfectly. Like, yo, that's how you supposed to do it. That don't make you better. if he's not picking you up along the way, saying like, do this, have this, and do that. Excuse that. But at the end of the day, I think that's his problem is that he has that. I'm my own person, and I need y'all to follow me based off the skills that I have, and that doesn't work in the NBA.
Passive aggressive too. That's why he got burner accounts. You know what I'm saying? Out there talking, that when you ask it, he like kind of critiquing and criticizing folks. Yeah, he doing it on a burner account. He don't do it in your face. You said it already before. He don't want to be the leader. You got that type of mind frame, and I'm not surprised this type of stuff happens. We heard you say it loud and clear. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no surprise he this type of stuff is happening with him, man. I kind of picture something like this happening. I thought, hey, I was hoping it worked out. You know what I mean? But we've seen it too many times. And on top of that, you're getting older. And if you look at the makeup of the build of the Rockets, it was like this was bound to happen. You're trying to count on this guy to be your number one option again. It's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So,
I guess the last thing about a burner account is you starting to wonder, is he talking about you behind closed doors? You know what I mean? Does he have another account that I don't know about? And he just mentioned how I went 2 for 12 today. Like, are you talking about me? Like, is that, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that a fan or is that you? Like my teammate. So you got to worry about your own teammate, the leader, the number 5 all-time scoring. Is he talking about me behind my back? You know what I'm saying?
And put it
on social media.
We caught you twice now with burner accounts. What's to tell me that you don't already have another one going right now? Talk about me.
You ain't got 5 of them going at the same time. Who knows? That's a problem,
you know what I'm saying?
bro.
So, but yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what's going on with the Rockets. Because I asked King, I think, did he see him? See the Rockets moving KD, and he was like, you don't see it because he's getting older, and then on top of that, he just signed that extension. So I was like, well, I mean, yeah, they're gonna have to ride it out, pause, but we'll see. All right, bro, let's go ahead and turn the page. Oh, I'm sorry, that was brought to you by Fanatics.
This I Was Told segment is brought to you by the folks over at Fanatics. Fanatics is the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love the most, including WWE. You can earn fan cash to redeem them in your orders, jersey protection for when your favorite player is traded or changes teams. They also have an unrivaled selection of authentic fan gear and Fanatics exclusives that are only available on the site. So if you need some merch and are interested in helping the channel, scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link, which is always in the description.
Yes, sir. All right, man. This next topic, bro. This wrap your wheelhouse right here, man. We're gonna definitely definitely want to get your opinion on this one, BA. This is gonna be interesting right here. Saw this last night. I didn't even know there was no beef going on up in the NYC, man. I didn't know what was going on. So let's go ahead and get into a little bit. Get into a little bit of a recap. Yo, what's going on, man? You got to explain this, BA. Check this out, man. It's from your boy Josh Hart on Stephen A. Smith. He said, I think Stephen A., as a part-time Knicks fan, needs to shut the bleep up. He said he barely knows guys that are on the team. So let's see what else we got here. He says this is what Stephen A. said. He said, I need Josh Hart to be quiet. 7 picks for a dude who can't even get you 10 points a game. He's talking about Mikal Bridges here. Let's see what else we got here. We got one more here. Check this out. And this is the problem with modern day media. I mean, we just had a conversation about this last show. What do you mean Josh Hart needs to be quiet? That's his effing teammate. He said he knows the situation better than any of us, and he's actually correct with his take. This is so annoying. Well, BA, what's your? I'm gonna let you go ahead and the floor is yours, sir.
So the timeline is a bit off, right? So the Stephen A. said something about Mikal Bridges. That was the first thing. And then Josh Hart responded. And then Stephen A responded by telling him that he needed to be quiet. So after that, that's when Josh told him he needed to shut the hell up. So
okay.
Stephen A responded on his show. And
I got it right here. I forgot to hold on, let me see if I can read it real quick. So Stephen A says, "You don't even know how close I am to the people who cut your checks." Here we go again. "I have been a Knicks fan since I was 3. That would be 24 years before you were even born." That's what Stephen A had to say. But go ahead.
And he also said that Josh Hart was right with telling him to shut the hell up because he had told him to be quiet. So he already dissolved the animosity there. Like it's not as hot as it seems. That's the first thing.
Gotcha.
The second thing, I guess I can say it like this. Well, is Stephen A. Is he critical of the Knicks at times? He has to be. That's his job. And does he also put us on a pedestal at times? Yes, he does. Where do you think the term orange or blue skies came from? That's his. That's Stephen A. So he can say that as well, and he can have critiques of the team. And he doesn't need to know the 11th or 12th guy that's on the team. He doesn't need to know that. That's not he doesn't have to. The man covers almost all the major sports, so he doesn't necessarily have to do that. So I'm not knocking him for it. This is the thing that I think people miss when it comes to this the Mikal Bridges situation and the picks that was used to get him. Well, first, let me say this. This aside, I think Mikal could be hurt, and unlike other people, I'm just throwing this out there. Unlike other people, he has that Iron Man record that he has to show up and play. I think he can play through the injury. He just can't necessarily say that he's injured because he probably should be sitting out right now and to get himself together. But when you got that Iron Man streak, trust and believe from Baltimore, shout out to the Orioles, Cal Ripken. Cal Ripken played hurt many a days and never reached the IR report. You got to play through it in a sense. So I think that's going on because he's just not himself. I don't think it has anything to do. I don't think it got nothing to do with Mike Brown or nothing. Like he's getting his shots and things like that. But let's go back to the facts. The facts of the matter is the picks for Mikal. I'll give you 2 examples, and I'm going to flow off those 2 examples. One, Rudy Gobert got traded to Minnesota for all those picks, remember? As you know.
85 picks, yes.
Right. Was that a package deal or was it just Rudy Gobert?
It was a package deal.
But it was mainly just Rudy, right?
Oh, you're talking about with the 80 plus players? No. Yeah, it was just Rudy Gobert. Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Paul George got traded for a lot of guys. I mean, right? Picks, guys, and all that, right? Okay. Was anybody else connected to that trade?
Nope. So as far as talking about Shea and all them, or you talking about like with Paul George?
With Paul George.
Nope.
It was Kawhi Leonard. They're not making that move unless Kawhi Leonard's coming with that. So it was a combo type thing that was kind of off. It wasn't like, hey, we get Kawhi this way and this. No, Kawhi said, if you want me here, you have to go get him, no matter what it is. So it's like you got to think all those picks for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Fast forward to New York. It was all those picks for him. What happens as a result? Cat comes right around the corner. Cat don't come if we don't get Mikal. Also, Jalen Brunson took a team-friendly deal. Even before or after he took that deal, you think he takes that deal if Mikal Bridges is not on the table? He knew Mikal was going to come eventually. That's it. That's his boy. That's his mans in them. So you got to think of it like that. It was all those picks for Mikal Bridges in the sense of to build this team. So JB can take that pay cut. He significantly got underpaid, and to get Cat on top of that. That's the microcosm of that deal. And I think people don't look at it in that lens. All these things don't happen because they need him. And lastly, I'll end with this, and then you can go. I'll let you reply off that. The trade already worked. It already worked. Why? Because we had OG, and we had to pay OG, by the way. So shout out to Jalen Brunson on that. We had OG and we had Mikal Bridges. Not one person in the internet community in all the sports was saying, maybe they gave up too much when we beat Boston. The way we beat Boston last year in the playoffs. Before Jason Tatum got hurt, we were smashing them. Also, who was making some of those game-winning plays and things like that? Mikal Bridges. He was stripping them. He was defending them. He performed the way he was supposed to perform. So don't act like he didn't do that to beat the boogeyman team in which all the Eastern Conference was afraid of. It was Boston. That was just last season. Let's not act like Boston wasn't trying to go right back to the finals. Right. No, that was last season. They was trying to go right back to the finals, and we got them boys up out of there. And then we got smashed by Indiana. But that's neither here nor there. It was about Boston. We had to beat Boston. Sometimes when you put all your eggs in a basket to beat one team, another team smack you in your face. Clippers and San Antonio. Clippers put all their ass and then Golden State smacked them. Things happen.
Phoenix Sun. They try to put all their chips in the basket to beat Golden State. They end up getting smashed by Dallas.
That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to put it in full perspective, and I think sometimes we don't. With all that being said, with everything said, Mikal still has to play better. He's only giving you about 10 points or whatever the case may be for the last few games. Yes. He has to play better, and that's all Stephen A. was saying. At the end of the day, he got to play a little bit better. I say let's hold out until we get to the playoffs. If he's still playing like this in the playoffs, then fire away. But until that time, I'm going to rest assured what he did last year in the playoffs. He got Boston out of here. He played well, and he was playing pretty well up until this little slump that he had. I'm okay with that. Just put it all in perspective. That's all I ask.
So, on top of that, y'all are going to get about a week of rest because, the playing and all that stuff. So, if you can give him a week of rest, maybe that'll help him going into the playoffs. I'm going to look at it from this point, BA. I know a bunch of Knicks fans. Shout out to Freezy and them guys. My boy Corey, he's a Knicks fan. Look, bro, a lot of them feel the same way as Josh Hart. Stephen A. is not no Knicks fan. Now, you don't have to know the 11th guy, but me being a Mad fan, I know who the 11th guy is on my team. You know what I'm saying? Like you would think if you were a fan of a team, you would know every player on that team. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you work for the worldwide leader in sports, you know what I'm saying? For a guy who's supposed to be watching the games, I don't understand how you don't know that. You're a fan of a team and you're part of the worldwide leader in sports. Why you don't know this? So, but I think it's more of optics when it comes to him giving his take on the Knicks or whatever, man. Because like I said, a lot of Knicks fans don't believe he's a Knicks fan, right? He just be spewing stuff. So when you say stuff and it's like you say stuff in a not a critique eye, but a critical eye. And it's like, and I think it's one of those cases where whenever he says things, it feels definitive. It's like you don't give a certain opinion about things. You give a definitive take on things as if like this right here is law because I'm saying it because I'm Stephen A. Smith. And that's the issue I think people are having when it comes. And I think that's why Josh Hart came out and said what he said. Because like you said, Stephen A. been covering the Knicks for how long? He's been saying stuff for so long about this team. You never heard those players come out and say, shut the hell up or whatever. Why are they saying it now? Because, bro, it's to say it's what you're saying. You're making it sound definitive, and you're coming at this guy the wrong way. You don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, and the thing I think we talked about it. Me and King talked about on the last show. We talking about the national media. Stephen A. don't. I don't think anybody is sitting there telling Stephen A. Smith so that he sit there and tell you on TV, oh, I got this source and inside. Why you don't never name your sources? I talked to the GM or I talked to a president or I talked to a whatever. You never give a source. You just say, "Oh, I know somebody in the organization." I know people too. That don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like you never give a definitive. You never give a definitive source on anything that you talk about, and that's another annoying thing with me too, because we already know you don't watch the games. We know that the whole entire NBA ESPN staff don't watch the games. So you go by a highlight. Matter of fact, I was listening to Shannon Sharp. I should have sent this to King because he's been saying it. He said this for years. He's always said when like if Stephen A. Smith show comes on at 9:00 in the morning, how in the world are you watching a West Coast game? You know what I'm saying? And so Shannon Sharp mentioned that on his podcast with Ocho the other day. He said there you go. Okay. Yeah, it just went out for a little bit. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, I just that's why I think he kind of attacking Stephen A on that one, bro, because of that. It's like, bro, you don't even know what's going on. You're just out here talking for likes and views and all that type of stuff. But as far as Mikal Bridges though, has he been a little shaky here lately? Yes. I think if winning a championship is important to you, I get it. You want to keep that Iron Man streak and all that stuff. But if winning a championship is important to you, and if you are hurt, then helping the team out will be you sitting down and try to get better. Hurting the team is you trying to play through it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. For me, I just feel like I mean, it's not me. You know, I'm not the Iron Man or whatever. I mean, maybe he is more to him, more important to him than anything else. But if you really are trying to win, y'all really feel like y'all have a chance this year to win a championship, you will help your team out if you sit before the playoffs start, so that way they'll have a close to fresh Mikal Bridges.
I take whatever I can get at this point. I just hope that I hope that's what it is. And
does it look like limping, or what does it look like to you?
He looks like he's running around like no problem. It's like is it if it's not that, then it's still the same shots. He's getting looks. He's still getting the corner shots when he wants it. He's still getting the cross the paint if he wants to fade it. His patented right now, fade away in the key and stuff like that. So it's just he seems a little bit out of sync. So I want to say that that's the reason, or it could be something else behind closed doors that we just don't know about. That's affecting him too, which is why he's still starting. Some people say that he should come off the bench now. Yeah, if it's, let's just say if it is mental, Josh Hart would know. That's probably why he's defending him this hard. If it is mental, then the worst thing you want to do is tell him to come off the bench, because then he got to deal with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's probably why he's still starting. So it's something. And if it's not physical, then it just leads us here to mental. And then we have no idea what's going on if it is mental. So maybe somebody else might know. This is the stuff that Steve A should know, though. As a true fan with insider, now this is when I hold him accountable. If you are a fan and you have insider information, then you should know what's going on, other than the fact that he's not playing well. You should know.
Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And like he said, he brag about how he the most well-connected guy of all time and all this other stuff, bro. This is the point. It's a part where you start really showing your connections and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think it's to the point too. I don't think a lot of people talking to Stephen A because they know he run his mouth and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I hope it work out for Mikal, man. Like I said, I seen a couple games here recently, man, where it just looked like he was kind of off a little bit, but he kind of quiet, like kind of forgotten a little bit. It's like, oh yeah, Mikal. He out there. I forgot. And look, people don't understand this too. With money comes that responsibility. Like when you're making that kind of money, people expect you to play at a certain level. Which is why everybody kind of talking about him right now. He's making, 15 a year doing this. People wouldn't be tripping. But because he's making over, what was he making, 100, 200 million or something like that?
Yeah, he got a bag. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, he definitely got a bag. So people are expecting him to go out here and put up bag numbers. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But we'll see, man. Like I said, if he's hurt, just sit out until the playoffs. Or if he's just trying to play it out, because we got like a week left, week and a half. No, we got like a week, right? I think I got like 10 games left, I think. So yeah, probably just trying to play it out till they get to the play-in.
That's about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, play it out until the play-in. I guess, you know what I'm saying? Because they get a week for the play-in, so that might help them. But all right, man, let's get to this next one. Check this out, man. Here's a tier list right here. I want you to look at. So this is a tier list it's the watchability tier list of 2025-26 NBA season. So we got let me start at the bottom here. Save your time, BA. Don't even watch these teams. They boring. What we talking about? They got the Miami Heat, Boston Celtics, Indiana Pacers, Utah Jazz, and Brooklyn Nets. Okay. Ground nose. They got the Suns. They got the Milwaukee Bucks. They got the Bulls, Portland Trail Blazers, Toronto Raptors, Kings' favorite team, Washington Wizards, and Sacramento Kings. Okay. This team is, pretty enjoyable. They're okay. They got the Cleveland Cavaliers, Detroit Pistons, the Charlotte Hornets, the Memphis Grizzlies, Philadelphia 76ers, and the New Orleans Pelicans. Okay. Super fun to watch. They got the Denver Nuggets. They got the OKC Thunder. They got the LA Clippers, the Dallas Mavericks, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Orlando Magic. These teams are must-see TV. Like, man, you got to turn your TV. If they playing right now, turn your TV on, BA. You got the Golden State Warriors, LA Lakers, Houston Rockets, New York Knicks, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the San Antonio Spurs. You agree with this list? So teams be moved on this list. What's your thoughts, man?
This is one of the worst lists I've ever seen in my life.
I ain't gonna,
first
man, you ain't never lie.
The fact that Boston with an MVP candidate is unwatchable is foolish in its own self. Like that's step one. Step two, I don't know when this was actually like screenshotted, but at least give Bam a little bit of respect. Whereas though he should be in just one tier above. Just one tier above if he gave you 83. Just for the hope that he might just have another stand-up performance alone. He should be a little bit above that. Just that's all I'm saying. Everybody else on that list, yeah, I get it, trash, no problem. Yeah, and when you go up to the top tier list, I'm sorry, Steph ain't playing like that. Steph ain't shooting 30 a game like that. So why is Steph number one? Why is Golden State on that top 10 list? I'm not. Nobody's checking for Golden State like that. So that's a problem. Yeah, it's just people watching Orlando Magic like that. I mean, I know Paolo doing his thing and all that, but like above Cleveland, you know what I'm saying? Above Charlotte with their trio of scores. You know what I'm saying? So, hold up. If I saw that correctly, dead center is that Memphis Grizzlies?
Yeah.
Without Ja Morant?
Yeah.
Get the dog. No, I'm gonna go and let you go, dog. Because this ain't right to me, dog.
No, that's why I wanted to talk about it, bro. Because I looked at this list, I'm like, wait, what? Or like you said, the bottom list. Why in the bleep is goddamn Boston on the bottom list? That's trash, bro. Like, what we talking about? Like, nah. I enjoy watching Boston. I've seen so many of their games this year, man. It's pretty fun. Even with Jaylen Brown being soloed out there before Tatum came back. Yeah, I would put Detroit is enjoyable to watch. I watch a lot of Detroit games. They're probably the team I watched the most this year is Detroit. Now, let me see. Fun to watch. Yeah, I'm with you. I like Orlando. Paulo. I'm a Paulo fan, but the offense sometimes get a little stagnant. And most times, they're not the greatest offensive team. So I'll probably drop them down some tiers. I guess this is my bias speaking. But I don't really enjoy OKC because I'm sick and tired of the flopping and the favoritism for the refs. That makes me mad. The Clippers. I don't know why they're that high either. Me being here from Dallas. I don't enjoy watching them like I used to, for reasons. So they're a little too high. The Rockets are definitely too high. They ain't a must-watch TV. They're probably saying that too because if you notice something, BA, Golden State, LA, and the Rockets have who on their teams? Steph, LeBron, and KD. That's probably why they got them on their must-watch TV. That's fine and dandy or whatever, but it's not necessarily must-watch TV. I'll keep the Spurs up there. Yeah, they're must watch because I've been watching a ton of their games too. So they definitely must watch. Grizzlies would definitely be at the bottom. I don't know why they in the enjoyable tier. That's crazy to me. Charlotte is right where they need to be. Maybe fun to watch too. I enjoy watching Charlotte because their offense has been high octane here lately. But yeah, I'm with you. Cleveland's probably around that range. Lately, New Orleans has been around that range, but New Orleans has been playing a little bit better here of late. The Kings should definitely be on the bottom. Bro, I think matter of fact, I think me and King was sitting there talking about the least amount of games we watched for teams this year. And I think I had Sacramento number one. I think I seen one Sacramento game all year. One. Brooklyn, I think I might have seen 3 Brooklyn games all year because they were playing a team I wanted to watch. Nope, I'll take that back. Nope, I just watched the Indiana games, so they don't count. So yeah, I think I watched 2 Indiana games. I only watched one Kings game, and I think I watched 3 Brooklyn games all year. Those are the 3 least amount of games I've watched, teams I've watched this year. I can't do it, bro. I tried, I can't do it. Usually when they play somebody I like, I'll watch it, whatever. But like as far as like I'm going to watch them on their own, nah, I can't do it, bro. But let me see who else. I think it was somebody else I want to mention. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? They probably put the Knicks down here on watchable too. They put them in the bottom. But but yeah, other than that, yeah, like I don't know who put this list together. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Playmakers, I think they're the ones who put this list together. I'm just like, wait, what? So yeah, I had to bring it up on the show, bro. But yeah. And hey, remember, y'all let us know in the comment section, man. Who was a matter of fact, man, who the top 5, or should I say top 3 teams you love watching, man? Well, outside other than the Knicks.
Other than the Knicks, so we got to go Denver. I think they always. Jokic is a hell of a player. My MVP candidate when it comes to Wemby, so the Spurs, for sure. I'm just trying to think. I do like OKC because I think Shea is on the path of greatness. Like I'm talking like all time greatness. Like he's already on that path now. And Anthony Ned was in Minnesota. So those are my guys. Yeah, I can watch them. Other than the Knicks, I can watch them all day.
Yeah, I normally watch the Spurs. I've been watching them all year. The main 3 teams I've been watching like religiously is the Spurs, Detroit, and it was one more team on here. Oh, in Atlanta. I watch Atlanta a lot too. Shout out to DeMond and them. I've been watching those 3 teams like religiously. More recently, I've been watching the Lakers a lot, you know, because my boy Luka, the MVP. He should be. I watched him a lot, and then it was I try to watch a lot of teams with players, man, from Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like before George got hurt, man, I was watching Utah there for a little bit because he's from DFW. And then I watched Charlotte a lot this year too. So it's like the 5 teams I've been watching a lot. At one point, I was watching. We had a playback. I was watching New Orleans because of King, man, y'all boy Queen. You know what I'm saying? Be from Baltimore and stuff. So I was watching a lot of his games. But yeah, those like the 4 teams I've been watching like religiously, man, over the last like this whole entire season. Like most time when their games on, I gotta watch them, bro. Like they my team or something. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. Let's see what we got up here next, man. Another recap. Check this out, man. This another guy y'all about to pick up off the waiver wire right here, man. Your boy Cam Thomas got whiz-aved out here, man. So this is what he was averaging with the Bucks. He was giving you 11, 2, and shooting 43% from the field, 28% from 3. Now, which is crazy because, you know, Doc Rivers is considered the 6-man whisperer, right? He did it with Ty Lue. He did it with Lou Will. He did it with Jamal Crawford. So you thinking, yo, you get a guy like this, he gonna make him look like the most unstoppable 6-man of all time. If Doc Rivers can get you in a 6-man position, man, consistently, bro, then that'll tell you something right there, man. But I've had my opinions on Cam Thomas, man, here of late, especially of late, but of his career. But what you think about this, man?
I don't like the 28%. I'm gonna throw that out there right quick. But at the end of the day, he's a person that I guess he goes under the category FAFO. What does that mean? That means he effed around and found out. That's what he did. He tried to bet
Facts.
on himself, and that's what happens. Think of Dennis Schroeder, right? Schroeder. He tried to bet on himself and lost all that money from LA a couple years ago, right? You know what I'm saying? So Brooklyn tried to offer him what, 2 years, $30 million. You gotta
Something
take
like
that.
that.
You gotta take that. 2 years, $30 million. You have to take that. So he chose not to. And as a result, this is where we at right now. So now you probably turn yourself into a journeyman just like that. And two, you kind of got released from that from Brooklyn, which what the hell Brooklyn playing for? Please tell me. And then you got released from Milwaukee. Like,
what are they playing for?
What are they playing for? So
that's crazy.
You know,
that's a good point you didn't mention there. I didn't think about it like that. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? You're an undersized guard, and this is just where you at. Can you put? Are you a bucket? Yes, he is a bucket. So the stats is misleading when it comes to his time in Milwaukee because he got like a 30-point game in there and stuff like that. Sometimes he played three,
like 3 games or whatever. He played with them, he looked like he was
the
on
second
fire.
game he had like 30 something. So it's like, you know, when he had the minutes, he produced. So like he's an NBA player, no doubt. I don't think he should go through the G League and none of that stuff. Like he belong on a team. It's just okay. If you go to a team and they tell you to come off the bench, and you are looking at this team like, yo, I'm better than like half these. I'm better. I'm probably the second best person on this team other than Giannis. Like as soon as you walk through the door, he probably felt that way. And they like, nah, we need you to do this. We need you to do that. Man, I'm not doing. I guarantee you, he probably met some. He probably pushed back a little bit, and that's all it takes. And he doesn't realize how fragile his situation is. You're thinking that you to do that damn near average 25 a game. Like that's in your head. I'm averaging 25 a game. I'm backing up this dude. I'm backing up this dude. No, feature me. I gave y'all 30. Feature me. And I'm quite sure he wasn't the most positive team player out there. And when you like and when that's the case, yeah. They might ship you out of here, man. I mean, he probably was in Brooklyn like, I see Michael Porter Jr., but this is my team. I've been here. No, he taking all your shots. Well, I need you to roll off of him, boss. I'm not feeling that. That don't work for me. So, you know, he's quickly seeing his way out the league, and he needs to understand that this might be one of his last stops. So he's going to give another shot. I guarantee you another team's going to offer him another shot, but it's not this year because they released him after I think March 1st was the cutoff. So he got to wait. He got to wait till next season. He can't even give him on a playoff team. That's a problem.
BA is talking with mind frame. And the reason why I've been so harsh on Cam Thomas over his career, I remember they had an interview with him after one of the games, and the interviewer was telling them that Steve Nash said this when he was coaching him. He said, "Man, Steve Nash gave some criticism and said that he wanted you to see you work on this and this and whatever." And he rolled his eyes like whatever. It's like that's your coach for one. And I remember telling King, I said that right there told me everything. And this is why you're in the situation you're in now. Like you just said, you got cut by 2 teams who aren't doing nothing right now. Right? Like, how the hell you get cut by Brooklyn? They not playing for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so, look, bro, I've said this before. Like you just said, the dude is an undersized guard. He does not pass the ball. He's not a playmaker at all. He does not rebound. He don't play defense. He kind of remind you of one of them cats at the park or at the rec or something. That's all they want to do is just get buckets. Ain't gonna pass you the ball. He gonna ball hog. Ain't gonna do nothing. They the ones that when you playing defense don't get back down on defense. You know what I'm saying? Like he's one of them type of cats. Then on top of that, yeah, you a bucket, but you're an inefficient bucket. That 43% thinks it's career high. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't shoot efficiently. Like if you're an efficient scorer and you were chunking up, people won't be tripping on it. But because you're not, it's like, bro, not only are you not efficient, but then you're also not passing the ball. You don't do the little bitty things that help teams win games, which is why Brooklyn was not successful because of that. You know what I'm saying? You want to be the main guy, but that's why Brooklyn is not successful. Because you think it's all about, let me just get these buckets. No, there's more to it than just getting the buckets or whatever, man. Especially at your size, you have to contribute in other ways too. I've said it before. If you're not hitting your shots, you have to find ways to contribute to the game in other ways. If you're not gonna give effort on defense, you're not gonna pass the ball, you're not gonna rebound, you're not gonna do the little bitty things that's gonna help the team to be successful, then we don't need you. And I said this before. I said, bro, when he got cut, I said, bro, when he went to the Bucks, I'm like, hey, yeah, I hope it does work out. Because you are playing with Doc Rivers. He is a 6-man whisperer. You should be able to figure this out. BA, if he didn't figure this out with Doc Rivers, that might be it. If you couldn't figure it out when him playing a 6-man role, this man they made careers for people with 6 men. Mm-hmm. And you tell me you can't figure it out with him? Come on, man. What we doing?
So sometimes people gotta just understand where they're at in life. And this might be one of the moments for him, right?
I hope so.
You're not that guy that you think that you are. And you have to adjust. Some people adjust, some people don't.
Some people do.
And we'll see, like I said, where he's at. But I will say this on his percentage. I think he'll score with the best of them at times. I'm not saying he's J.R. Smith or nothing like that, but it's like when he was at Brooklyn, he was on a scouting report. Like we have to contain him. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see him on a team with other talent. Giannis really wasn't there. Giannis was in and out. They don't want Giannis to play because they're trying to, it wasn't like it was MVP Giannis. And then he still got shipped out. I would like to see him on a team with some efficient talent all around, and then see. I would like to see him maybe on a Denver or something like that. Right, coming off the bench for Jamal Murray or something like that. When you just come in, hey man, Jokic is going to find you. That kind of situation, and let's see what he does there. But yeah, you got to think if when he was the main guy, yeah, he wasn't in. That's why Brooklyn was actually never a threat. So you're right to that degree.
Now I'm gonna give you an example of who I can compare him to. Not to this extent, but it kind of reminds me of like a Tim Hardaway Jr. When the dude was on the Mavs, like he wanted to be he was like they thought he was the number one option and everything. He chunking up all these shots and all that stuff. And I thought like, man, Tim Hardaway ain't gonna never figure it out. It's like, bro, you need to take a step back. You need to play a certain role for the team. You're not a number 1, 2, 3 option or whatever. That's not your game because you're not consistent enough, right? What did he do when he went to Detroit? What is he doing right now for Denver? You know what I'm saying? So you might be onto something. Maybe he need to go to one of them type of teams or whatever and maybe figure it out. But hey, only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying too about that, BA, is because like you just said a minute ago, it's your mind frame. You gotta be willing to do that. Tim Hardaway was willing to do that. He's shown now in 2 steps he's not willing to do that. You got to do that if you want to take that, if you want to be on the team next year.
When you have 2 failure stints as a Knick, then that helps form your opinion on yourself. So when you brought up Tim Hardaway, of course that I you know what I mean? That's near dear. We tried about twice. Man, you know what I'm saying? It did not change. Same guy. As you know. So, but yes, you reduce his minutes. He still knows what he needs to do, but maybe put a little bit more effort on defenses and things like that.
And I need him to understand you're not coming in here to be the 6th man. Okay? Don't put him in a 6-man role. You need to be, like I said, be in the same role, just a role play. Be the same role that Tim Hardaway is playing in. That's what you need to be. And work on efficiency. That's what you need to work on too. When efficiency means your shot selection. You can't be taking difficult shots anymore like that, bro. Find ways to be able to be a better catch and shoot player. You know what I'm saying? Play off of, learn how to play off of other superstars or stars or whatever. That's what you need to be doing this offseason. If you're talking about making a team or whatever. You got to work
on that corner 3.
Work on that corner 3. Take your ego out of there. You right now, you're not in a position to have your ego be, oh my God, I'm the best ever. You know what I'm saying?
As a bona fide Melo fan, if Melo can do it, anybody can do it. It's just as simple as that.
I'm gonna give you a better example. If LeBron can do it, you should be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron said, I'm gonna take a step back and be the 3rd option now, and look what the Lakers are doing. If he can do that, who are you? I'm just saying. But yeah, man, that's the That's the recap right there, bro. We got one more here, man. We got to get to, man. This is I love this player, man. You know what I'm saying? He's one of my favorite players growing up. But I ain't gonna lie to you, BA. Your boy Isaiah Thomas gonna have to pause, man. If the Bulls took MJ out for Kevin Durant, would they have won 6 championships? Isaiah says, absolutely. Isaiah Thomas believes that you can replace Kevin Durant with Michael Jordan. They will win 6 championships still. Oh, my God, bro. There's so much to take out of this, but I'm going to let you go ahead, BA. What you got, man?
I just muted myself. When it comes to this situation, right? Numbers aside, we can go through the numbers all day. I can't, the eye test, sure. If Jordan can, whatever shot Jordan made, Kevin Durant could have made a similar S shot. Yeah, okay. I those sure. I don't remember Kevin Durant playing as much defense. I know he picked it up in Golden State. But I don't remember his defensive numbers like that compared to Jordan's. I don't remember Kevin Durant making a game sealing steal and then coming back and making a three or just a jump shot. I don't remember that. He could make an open three from like 5 to 10 feet out because LeBron's not playing efficient defense. But I just don't remember those situations. I just don't. And there's a thing with Jordan, and I mentioned this earlier when I talked about Kevin Durant, or how you alluded to it, and I took it further, is when you looked at MJ, his teammates, one, they probably feared him a little bit. That's one.
Oh yeah.
But two, they knew that they had a job to do, and they worked their asses off. They did. You can't tell me they didn't do it. They got hit in their face at times because they didn't do their job correctly, or they might have, or whatever. However Steve Kerr got rocked, it happened. You just don't hear none of that stuff when it comes to Kevin Durant. That's the problem.
You hear that burner count though?
It's here, right? It's here. It's that. Yo, we are not going to lose. And it don't matter what happens. We're not going to lose. I don't care if I'm playing Boston and I got to give them a 63 in a Garden. Even though we took an L, they remember my name. I don't remember KD doing that. I just don't. I don't remember those feats like MJ. So you just can't say that I'm a sub out and this guy's going to do the exact same thing, because he's not the same player. He's not. And it's just like, besides the fortitude, besides all that stuff, it's like, all right, okay, so MJ had like one all-star on his team, maybe two, if you want to include Rodman and Horace Grant. They was shaky, you know what I'm saying? But they was they was all-stars, but not, I don't think Horace was an all-star at the same time MJ was. Like, he
wasn't all-star with the Bulls. He was all-star with Orlando.
With Orlando, or maybe that 94 year when Jordan was gone. You know what I'm saying? And
nope.
No, Horace was gone. Horace was gone. So yeah, so he wasn't there. So it's like it just took one all-star, and that's all Jordan had to have, and he took
and Rodman wasn't an all-star with the Bulls either, but go ahead.
Rodman wasn't. So he had one all-star, all 6 championships. That's stamped. We can go through the great players that KD had, and he had to join another fully functional operating team that just beat the Bulls' record in team wins, didn't win a championship, in order to win your 2. So no, it's not that, and I'm sorry, but Isaiah is one of my favorite players as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it is what it is. I was a huge fan of Zeke growing up. Um, and it's just that him and MJ, man, they just need to sit down and have this conversation. MJ will never do it because it's MJ and he's a billionaire. So who's going to tell him? Who's going to tell him to do it? But I would love to see it done because they got to bury this. This has got to stop. The slander that goes on between these old dudes has got to stop. If Shaq and Kobe can make up, and God did it, he did it before Kobe went away. Like they made up. You know, Magic and Zeke made up. But these things can happen.
Penny and Shaq made up.
Penny and Shaq made up. Like, y'all need to sit this out and have a conversation because it's too much. It's too heated. I wonder how this prompt, you know what I'm saying? Are we talking about like the greatness of KD and stuff like that? Where it was though, yeah. You know, he passed Jordan on the scoring list. So yeah, so I can see him, but no, that don't mean that you can just plug and play with the greatest of all time. It just doesn't work that way, bro. Don't work that way.
No. Listen, like you already said it, Isaiah. We already know why Isaiah said this, bro. Isaiah's gonna take any chance, opportunity he can take shots at Jordan, bro. And then, that's why I'm about to say to folks at home, man, y'all gotta take it with a grain of salt. It's Isaiah saying this about a situation with Jordan. It's always gonna be negative toward Jordan when it comes to Isaiah. Like you said, this is over 30-something years now, bro. And he still be honest with you. Jordan ain't saying nothing about Isaiah. He said, you know, he had the little last dance or whatever. People still, you know, feeling some kind of way about the last dance. That was what, 6 years ago now. You know what I'm saying? And so they still feel a certain way about the last dance. So they still trying to take shots over that, bro. So, you know,
real quick, I'm gonna let you go. Just real quick. It's not just about the last dance, bro. Every 4 years, that wound starts to bleed again when they talk about that Olympic team. So every 4 years when the Olympics come about, it could be 30 something, 2040 something. If he's still living and we're still playing Olympic basketball, he's going to remember that he was not on that 92 team. It was because of Jordan. He will never let this go because it's always coming back around. Go ahead, Ray.
Listen, I mean, look, I agree with him on that. I said that when I was a kid, I thought I didn't know why Isaiah wasn't on the team. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah,
everybody
Shaq,
knows he should have been on the team.
It should have been, instead of John Stockton and Christian Laettner, it should have been Isaiah and Shaq. That would have been literally.
Hold on a second. Yes, John Stockton, he can kick rocks for Isaiah Thomas. Coming out of college, I know Shaq was going to have that type of career, but you couldn't tell me that Christian Laettner is one of the greatest college players of all time.
No.
I'm not saying that because I'm a Duke fan, but I am a Duke fan. But I'm just saying that white boy had one of the greatest college performances. He beat you in the Running Rebels and the Fab Five and all them dudes. He had a spot. It's just Shaq was
long
better.
Shot or whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think Shaq won Player of the Year that year or whatever. Like I said, it was clearly the most dominant player in college. You know, I think he said that they were going to, but they decided to go with Laettner, like you said, because of his reputation and all that stuff, Duke and all that. So it's just, but you know, hey, that's history or whatever. But yeah, listen, but bro, here we go again. Why do we gotta pick somebody up? We gotta let some, drop somebody to pick somebody else up, man. BA, maybe folks will say I'm biased because I grew up in an era where I watched Jordan. It could be, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I've never in my life would take Kevin Durant over Michael Jordan. I don't care what it is. He could be a 3-point shooting contest. I wouldn't take Kevin Durant over Michael Jordan. I'm sorry, bro. You said it. You said it perfectly. I've said this before when we talk about, I forgot what me and King were talking about one show. They was comparing somebody to somebody, and I said, bro, it's not about the skill that you're comparing. Like, oh, he can shoot. Oh, he can shoot too. They're the same. No, there are other intangibles that come with basketball. Like you just said, it's up here and in here. Jordan had both of these. You know what I'm saying? We've seen too many times. Hell, we just talked about the game the other day with Minnesota. He choked at the free throw line with stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta. Jordan had that it factor, bro. Like, he had that dog, that monster. I'm trying to take your head off. Not only am I trying to take your head off, I want you to be embarrassed for even stepping on the court with me. That's the kind of mentality Jordan had. And so you telling me if you simply take Jordan off and put him in there, that's being disingenuous. Because first of all, we have too many examples of now that you had those type of teams and you didn't get over the hump. We just sat there and talked about Brooklyn, Phoenix, Houston. We talked about that. Matter of fact,
OKC.
Past that. Thank you. I say OKC, you had Westbrook. You gave up a 3-1 lead.
He sure did. I don't think Jordan gave up a 3-1 lead. Ever.
Nope.
Ever. Right? And the fact that a team thought that they had a shot when down 3-1, it tells you the difference between him and when it comes to MJ. These teams, maybe on the wildest of all wild, Gary Payton thought I still got a shot when he was down 3-1. Maybe.
He still think he had a shot to this day.
Maybe. And that's just Gary being Gary at this particular point in time. But look, if you want to say, that's what I'm saying. People go too far, and I will bring up this argument because I was a supporter of this argument. When T-Mac said, "You sub me out for Kobe, we're going to win a championship," I believed him only because he said one, just one out of the many that Kobe got with Shaq, out the three and the dominance. He said just one. I believe I could be healthy 1 year, and with the dominance of Shaq, I should be able to facilitate enough to win one. Maybe of all maybes, hey, if Isaiah would have said, yeah, I mean, if you would have took him out for maybe one of those 6, I mean, I can see KD getting one.
No, he said 16.
Maybe. He said all 6. What you mean, yo? Like that's what I'm saying. We go too far. You got to have everything in perspective.
That's why it's hating, bro. Because he said all 6. It's like Isaiah.
No way.
Isaiah, you've been covering this game. You on NBA TV. You've been covering this game. This man's whole career. You never seen the downs that he had, bro, that could be comparable to any situation that Jordan been in his career. Come on, Isaiah, what we doing, bro? Like, it's to the point everybody and their mama know you just hate now, man. Come on. All 6. When he had opportunities in today's NBA to have those opportunities to get 6 and didn't do it, come on, bro.
In today's, Jordan would never have left Westbrook.
Exactly. You had multiple All-Stars in their prime. You had multiple in their prime if you played with in each of those situations. Come on, man. We're not doing this, bro.
Jordan would have made it work. Let's just call it what it is. Jordan would have. That's the thing. He would have made it work because he did. Scottie wasn't a number 1 pick. You know what I'm saying? Scottie wasn't a lottery pick like that. No, he that boy from Central Arkansas was groomed under Michael Jordan to be who Scottie Pippen is.
To me, that's a blue blood school. What you talking about?
It's a blue blood for those people that happen to live in that area. That's it. That's as far as Central Arkansas go, because you never heard Central Arkansas since Scottie. You know
the people in Arkansas probably never heard of Central Arkansas. Oh, we got a Central Arkansas?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he took him and molded him into what we know as Scottie Pippen today. Let's just call it what it is. Right. That was Jordan. So he said, "Look, I'm not asking for too much. Whatever you give me, I'll see what I can do. Okay, he got enough tools here in his tool set. I'm gonna work with it, Paul. That's all. We just asked some of these players to do the exact same thing, and they just say, you know what? I'd rather just leave and go somewhere else. Hey, man, you got the opportunity to. I can't knock it.
Yeah, I agree, bro. Like I said, I just and then like when you get those type of takes or whatever from guys like Isaiah, then that's what people who didn't watch Jordan play feed into. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll run with that. Well, Isaiah said this and that and this, so it gotta be true. It's like, and this is what I think. Yep. We talked about this on the last show. Me and King talked about this last show. I said this is why whenever we had these debates with people. You know what I'm saying? It's for you debate with people who have not truly watched or whatever, right? Like who don't watch. They only go by what they hear. if ESPN said it, then it's got to be fact, right? I don't understand like what shoot those folks on ESPN don't even watch the damn games. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's annoying, bro. And that's a discord. I've always said before. I don't know why the NBA is treated like a joke when it comes to the way it's covered or whatever, way it's talked about or whatever. I never understood that. We don't get that with the NFL. You don't get that with baseball. You don't get that with hockey. And like I told King, everybody know that because my cousin and my close friends is hockey. They watch hockey, so I never heard them talking about that. It's always with the NBA. You always got the disconnect between the fans and the you know, the media or whatever, or the fact, like I said, the media don't pay attention. The league caters to the players instead of actually catering to the actual league. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot, man.
That's interesting. That's just an interesting thought. I was thinking like I mean, when you said the NFL, it's like I know this is the NBA show, so we're not going to dive into it, but man, it's a disconnect in the NFL too, man. Anytime Dan Orlovsky is talking about Josh Allen or something like that, he does no wrong. You know what I'm saying? You won't believe that Josh Allen was at a fault for a loss.
Man, that would been crazy, bro. Like he swear, man, he was a top 5 quarterback of all time. Trash. I didn't know how he played football.
If you realize, it's interesting. What you're starting to see, actually, the NBA is actually closing that gap. The problem is you got people like Zeke that's still talking, people like Charles Barkley that's still talking. If you realize, you know, NBA has done a decent job of putting recent great players covering the sport.
With Amazon and Peacock and all that, yeah, we talked
Blake
about
Griffin. You know, also when you switch over to the NFL, who you know that's great talking about the NFL? You feel me? It's not too many like great as like, you know, there's no D Wade's talking about the NFL like that. They got and it's no shot, but Ryan Clark is not like the greatest safety of all time. Well, you know, considered one of the greatest safeties of all time. You know, it's stuff like that. So it's like I don't know why they went that route, but you know, I think the NBA is starting to realize we gotta close this gap because you're right. There is a gap when it comes to the coverage of the NBA and how the NBA is being talked about, and it's so like people in the past versus moving the game forward. And I think these guys are starting to move the game forward a little bit better than other sports,
which is crazy because I remember we had this talk. And I told King that because I remember folks were saying, "Oh, they don't want that type of coverage. They want to, you know, be entertained and all that." And I remember telling them, I said, "How are we gonna know people don't want that if we haven't showed them that?" You know what I'm saying? Now, if you show them that way and they don't like it, okay, cool. I'm not gonna argue with you. Y'all got it. You right. But you gonna sit there and say they don't want that when we never gave them that option. You know what I'm saying? And so now that you got that option, like you just said, it's like a breath of fresh air, and the numbers have went up as far as like viewerships and engagement with the NBA and all that type of stuff because of the Amazons and the Peacocks. And I said that. See, this is what I'm talking about. Let's show the people this way, and then we'll see. We grew up on that.
Yeah.
So you can't sit there and tell me that people not gonna like it. Like, bro, we like that as kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like let's just show them, hey man, this is how we used to be, you know, view the NBA or whatever, or had the NBA talk to us about. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how that is first. If they don't like it, cool, we'll forget about it. But let's just show them first and then get them an option. Like, well, damn, do I want to get this insight? Not saying they're gonna always be heavily positive or anything, but they're not negative. They're not overly negative. It's like, yo, this player's been struggling, but you know, it'd be nice to see him pick it up in this area or or whatever. Okay, cool. That's constructive criticism right there. I'll take that. That's cool. Man, it is trash. I'm tired of watching this. I don't want to hear that every broadcast.
Well, if you have
it's team bad. Right?
If you have a majority of players that if your coverage is players that played in the 80s and early 90s, then you will never get anything. We're not moving forward at all. We have to get a slew of people that just retired so they can understand where the game is going because they just left it.
Because they're right there in that middle.
They're right there.
Like Carmelo, like you said, Carmelo and Nicholas. Carmelo played in that era with the hand checking era type, you know what I'm saying? And then you got him playing in the more recent era. So yeah, like you said, he's right there in the middle. He's seen both sides. Hell, Dirk's another opportunity. Example, he played in both eras. So now he can kind of give an insight on that or whatever, right? Now, that's a great point, too. I never thought about that, which is why I was also saying, too, guys like Michael Wilbon need to go ahead and just step aside and retire or whatever. because you lost it now, bro. You're not there no more. Like, just go ahead and retire. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously you're not taking the time to watch these games and actually assess them, because you kind of feel like he been on record saying, it just ain't what it used to be or whatever. If you have that mind frame, then you're not the right person to be watching this and giving your opinion and giving out votes.
Not, and the fact is, it's not going to be what it used to be, because it's not the same. It's not the same players. It's not going to be it. So that's if you watch basketball in the 60s and you watch in the 80s, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same players. So you have to adjust and understand, like, yes, you don't want to forget the players in the past, but you have to understand that we are here now in the present, and we go, how do we get better in the future? That's all it is. You have to keep evolving the game. People be dinosaurs sometimes. It is what it is.
Nope. My era is it. That's it. I don't want it. It should be past this era. Like, come on, bro. It's crazy, man. Like I always tell folks, man. Growing up, 90s, early 2000s, all that. I said watching those games helped shape my understanding of the game today. That's how I'm able to look at it and kind of and be able to put into a perspective of this game today. I could simply be like, man, that era way better than that era. I'm just gonna trash this era as much as I can. No, it's like, well, dang, I saw, like you said, our age group, we're right there in that middle. We've seen both eras. So now we can kind of see how it transitioned and how it changed and how it evolved or whatever, right? And we can appreciate that. But a lot of people don't do that though, man. It's like, nope, this era is better, trash. This era is better, that era was trash. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's the problem that I have with the communication when it comes to NBA Discord, man. Which is why I say this all the time, and we can move on. I say I can't talk basketball with everybody. I've been saying that for years. I can't talk basketball with everybody. I can't. So especially if I start talking to you about something and you sound like you regurgitate something off ESPN, nah, that conversation's over. I can't talk to you because I know you ain't been watching the games. But
or if everything you're saying is, Steph Curry this and Steph Curry that, I said, okay, I understand how far you go in basketball. It's just as simple as that.
If you come to me and say, look, Jordan have a lift, this conversation is done. This conversation is done. I'm like, yeah, check please. I'm out.
It is what it is, crazy. Man.
But yeah, man, let's go ahead and turn. Oh, we don't got no questions, no comments today. Okay, we'll call this a show today, man. I'm talking about. Oh no, you good? But we can show a little love to this merch though.
Always.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. If you are interested in the merch of the channel, simply scroll down to the description box. Click on that link down in the description box. Well, we have a few merch options right here up under this video, I believe. Or you can go to our page here on YouTube. Scroll over to the store tab. You have an option there. But we definitely recommend y'all go down to the store tab and check out the actual store that we have on the site from the description box below. Members, you already know y'all get that permanent discount, man, if you guys are a member of the channel. So go ahead and scroll on down to the description box and check it out. All right, BA, I think that's it for us, man. No questions, no comments, man. It was a pretty good show. Interesting conversations. Like I said, King will be back here tomorrow. So we'll see. Not tomorrow, I said tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. King will be back on Monday. So we'll see him on Monday. But if you guys are interested in becoming a member of the channel, simply hit that join button right there next to the subscribe button. Consider becoming a member of the channel. It comes with different perks and stuff like that as a member of the channel. Also, too, follow BA on Get Off the Bleepity Fence, man. Here on YouTube, y'all. Follow him on there. Also, you can follow him on We Talk Combats with King, Queen, and Trav. Sometimes Devin. It should be permanent, Devin. But you can follow them on We Talk. Yeah.
Shout out to
Dev. Follow him over there. Shout out to Dev, man. That's our guy behind in the cheer. But yeah, follow him over there. You guys are into, WWE, boxing, some MMA. No offense about that, but yeah, just Follow them over there if y'all got into those conversations. Also, too, follow us on our other channel, Cuz We Geeked, where we talk about all things in the geek culture involving movies and television. Me, BA. Shout out to Big J and Cuz. We got a show tomorrow, as a matter of fact. If y'all been watching Invincible, y'all can follow us over there for that conversation tomorrow. We're going to be talking about episode 4 tomorrow. So yeah, I recommend y'all go watch Invincible, man.
Boy, it's going to take you to hell and back, boy. I tell you.
He'll take you hell and back. So yeah, follow us over there for that, man. Also too, if y'all been watching Daredevil, we talk about that too. We'll talk about that on Tuesday. So we have shows every Tuesday evening and Saturday morning, y'all. So follow us over there on Cuz We Geek, man. If y'all into Marvel, DC, Star Wars, shoot, Harry Potter. That trailer just dropped. We'll probably talk about that. Aliens, RoboCop, Predator, whatever it is, y'all. Anything involving geek culture, man. We talk about all that over there on Cuz We Geeked. BA, man, is there anything, man, you want to bring up in before we roll out?
No, man, you covered everything, man. You covered everything. Like I said, just a support of the channel, support of the family, and its affiliate shows and the like. So just happy to fill in for the day. Hashtag 6th man of the year. Doing my best J.R. Smith impersonation right now.
Yes, sir. Listen, man. They should have said like Lou Williams or somebody, man. They want multiple. Or Jamal Crawford.
New York, baby. Come on. Knicks, baby. Come on.
Oh, Brooklyn. Oh, Brooklyn Nets. I got you.
The board.
Listen. Oh, man. Will Brooklyn ever figure it out? Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Now we can say that. Yeah, geez,
no, you
man.
good. You good. They're never gonna figure it out, man.
I don't think they're ever gonna figure it out, bro. They got to get that ownership and all them out of there, bro. Shout out to Sean Marks. But yeah, listen, with all that being said, man, it's your boy Relle NBA, man. This is Cap and Crown. We talk about all things NBA related. King will be back here on Monday, man. We'll see y'all soon. Same cap time, same crown channel. No cap. Cap and Crown. King, I don't want to see you rocking around with no Hines Ward jersey down there in Pittsburgh, man.